It's it's a whole of Kate. We're both here. We're doing a story time.
So you guys seem to really like the social experiment. So do you want to see like social experiments with both of us, or with me, or like what? Let us know in the comments below if you want more social experiments, because it seemed to be fun for Jenna.
It was. I liked it.
And you guys seem to really like it. So let us know in the comments below.
I actually just thought of one in my head.
Okay, so we are going to be doing a story time. If you couldn't tell by the title,
totally story time.
If you couldn't tell by the title, it is about my first heartbreak. It's some jerk who might not even be a jerk.
He's a confusing guy.
It's a confusing dude.
It's a confusing...
We'll tell you what happened then and then his story now. And we're going to change his name, Grape. Now, you know that kind of sounds like his name.
Yes.
And if you're watching this, I really hope you're not.
Yeah.
It's like so embarrassing.
I wanted to do a story time about something, and I'm like, no.
Anyway,
it'll get back to him.
The reason we're doing this is I don't really think he watches our videos. I don't even think he knows about it. No, he does, because we told him.
He does?
So I don't think he watches our videos.
Okay, anyways, so the actual story time now.
So, setting the scene.
This is advisory.
Advisory, yeah. We met in advisory. So, we were in advisory. I feel like what I say is gonna be like, everything I say is gonna be like so cringy, and because it's my first heartbreak. I don't want to say my first love.
No, that's...
So, we were in advisory, and the teacher was taking attendance. And she said his full name. He said, "Hey, what's up? You can just call me."
He's one of those kids that's like...
And his exact words. "What's good? You can just call me."
You remember? Oh yeah, he did say that.
You remember too.
Yeah, I was like, you remember that? Obviously you had a crush on him, but actually,
well, yeah, I had a crush on him like the first day I met him.
Would you?
I got my main channel up, and I just did a video on there. It's not up right now, but by the time you're watching this, it will be. Not like the time I said it. By the time you're watching this, my main channel will be up. Yeah. Anyway.
I was literally in my room and I remember being shocked. I'm like, this is like the second day of school. How the heck do you already like people? Me, never had okay, well, I've had like crushes, but like they were like, crushes. So I'm just like.
And he doesn't hear. She goes, like she yells his name and he's like, because it kind of startled him. Oh my gosh. I need to stop clapping. This annoys me when people do it. Anyway, she goes, "Katie likes you."
I did not know this.
And I literally said, I'm like, I cannot believe you just did that. I was like mortified.
This is when we were
and his
close,
reaction,
like,
oh my god, his reaction? So we were at lunch, and there's a cafeteria, and then like a garage door that goes up, and then the gym. And when we're done eating, they put the garage door up, and we can go in the gym and go back and forth. And I was on the bleachers, kind of near the garage door. Mm-hmm. If you go to school, you kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's really confusing if you don't.
Yeah, I literally, thinking back, this was like not a good thing to do. I run off the bleachers and I sprint back to the cafeteria. And then I'm on like one of the benches for the tables, and I'm like just kind of sitting there like, oh my god. I see her coming over, holding him by the wrist, dragging him over to me.
Oh, I've done that once.
Oh my god. He comes over, and she is there, and she's standing there, and she says, well, Grape, talk to her.
Why do we pick a name that's such alike?
And so I was on the bench, and he sat on the table and put it with his feet on the bench, which again is a Grape thing to do.
Yeah, it really is.
So he's like, so how's your day been? And I was like, well, I'm kind of hating my friends right now. And he was like, that makes sense. And the girl goes, hey! And I was like, can you blame me? And she goes, all right, I'm going to let you two talk. And she walks away. So I said, like, I didn't even think to ask him if he liked me. I didn't even, because I was just so sure that he didn't. And I said, do you think we could just forget this happened? I was like, sure. And he walked away, and I was like, wait, I just have one question. Oh, no. And you'd think I had asked, do you like me?
That's not a Katie thing to do.
I go, did you know that I liked you? And he turns around, he looks at me, he makes eye contact with me, and he goes, I had absolutely no idea. So, oh my God.
She's making this sound like this has gone on for 2 weeks. Literally, this is probably the second, it really wasn't
it was
that long.
It was kind of a span over 3 days.
Yes, this was a span over the first week of school.
No, it was in October.
Oh yeah. It was a very span of them barely even knowing each other.
So then our friend, Allah. Allah. She goes over to him. This is the part where I kind of got a little bit happy, and I kind of got butterflies in my stomach. And I see her walking away from him. I'm like, Allah, what are you doing? And she was like, I just asked him if he liked you. And I was like,
some really bold friend, don't you?
And I was a little annoyed, but then I was like, wait a minute, I didn't ask him, and I don't actually know.
We still don't really know.
We still don't really know.
We know, but we don't. It's like that.
Yeah. So I said, what did he say? Oh my God. And he said, and she told me that I'm quoting what she said. He said, and I quote, this is what she's saying, I think that she's really cute. And I kind of...
It doesn't always mean you like someone, but, it's a good thing.
And I kind of glance over at him, and his friends are kind of laughing and going and... Oh my God, why do I keep saying his name? So he, Grape.
His new name is Alex, okay?
So, yeah, we're going to call him Alex.
His new name is Alex.
So, Alex... This is the good thing. I asked advice on a friend who I actually used to have a crush on. Mm-hmm. But I asked his advice on this. Mm-hmm. And he said, was he smiling? And I remembered that he was like this. Like he was smiling and he was embarrassed.
Oh,
his
that
cheeks were
definitely
like that.
means.
And I told him, and the guy was like, oh, he likes you. So I was like...
Yeah, why do we even need to ask that? That's so obvious.
So, the next day, this girl...
Valentine.
So, this girl, we're going to call her Valentine. Valentine, by the way, she's a really sweet girl. She's funny. I really like her a lot. I wouldn't call us friends, but, I have no beef with her. I really like her. So, she goes, hey, Katie. This is the next day, by the way. And she goes, okay. So, at lunch, she goes, hey, Katie. So, I heard what happened, and in fourth period, because the way our lunch is there's first, second, and third lunch in fourth period. First lunch goes to lunch, and then they go to fourth period. Then, once they go to fourth period, second lunch, which was us, goes to lunch. And then...
Once we're done, third lunch goes.
Yeah. So, it's basically split up like that.
Instead of some high school do it where it's 2 periods, but we do it where
So, she was like... When I went back to fourth period, I asked him, hey, Alex, if Katie asked you out, what would you say? And she told me that he said that he would say yes.
That's a good thing you want to hear.
It's a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
So she goes, do you want me to ask him? And
do we know?
I hate you.
Why?
So she goes, do you want me to ask him? And I said, I don't even remember what I said. I think it was something that could be interpreted as yes, but I didn't actually mean yes. I don't even remember what I said. But, so she, at track, she comes up to me, and she goes, Katie, Alex is your boyfriend. I'm like, what?
Okay.
Like, I asked him, and he said, I asked him, do you want to be your boyfriend? And he said yes. I'm like, okay. I was like, Valentine.
You suck at this.
We need to bleep these out. I was like, Valentine.
What?
I didn't mean yes. My parents don't want me to have a boyfriend. She's like, oh, shoot. The next day, before school, I grab Valentine. I grab Alex. I bring them, so like there's the patio in between the cafeteria and the 100 building. If you watch my video, you know we have it
You
open.
did it there? Oh.
No, it wasn't on the patio.
Oh, well then.
But it was like, it's an open campus, so there's different buildings with different classes in them. So I bring them in between the 100, I bring them from the patio to, like that little walkway, like a little walkway in between the 100 building and the 200
Why are you
building.
explaining it to them?
I don't know, but I brought them there where it's kind of like quiet, and I told them the situation. And I said, Alex, I didn't mean for Valentine to ask you to be my boyfriend. And his face, it was like, kind of like, and Valentine was like, and she was like, I'm sorry. And she's like, so, Alex, will you be her boyfriend? And I'm like,
why again?
I'm like, I didn't actually do that, but that was like what I want, like. So, he goes, yeah.
So, like, that
And I
was
go,
twice.
okay, Valentine, can you, like, give us a minute?
Ooh.
And she was like, and she kind of just stood there. I was like, she's like, okay, yeah. And she walked away.
These are all new information for me.
I said, here's the deal, Alex. I do like you. Apparently you like me. I'm not allowed to have a boyfriend. But I do want to be your girlfriend. So I think I gave him like a really weird answer, like, we can still like each other, I'm just not really sure. And yeah. So at lunch, of course, it's always at lunch. By this time, people knew. So, at lunch, people were kind of like poking fun with him, as they do with all middle school. It wasn't even like relationships. I don't even know.
All middle school,
So
somehow
I say-
someone ever liking them.
So I say, hey, Alex, can I talk to you for a minute? My dumb butt says this in front of people, and they all go, ooh. And he was like, yeah, sure. And it was in the gym on those bleachers. And then we walked into the cafeteria. And I said, so I'm not exactly sure, like, where we're at. Like, are we, like, a thing or not? And he goes...
Whoa, that's going straight to the point.
And he goes, well, I'm not sure. He was like, well, like, I'm not sure. Like, it was kind of like a weird... Oh, no. That wasn't what I said. I said, so my friend, I'm not even going to make up a name for her. She's, I'm just not going to say a name. She said, she told me that she asked him, and he said, yes, well, no, well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him that, I was like, and you said, like, you said, like, you were, like, trying to decide between you don't know or no. And he was kind of like, he looked, like, worried that I was mad or something. He was like, no, it wasn't like that. It was a weird answer that you gave me, so I didn't know. I was like, I apologize for that. Because I realized it was a really weird answer, and it probably left him really confused. Okay. So I said, because I was, like, really worried. You know, I really liked this guy. And I said, I need to know how you feel. And he said, I think you're really cute, and if you asked me, I would go out with you. And he was kind of like, it's kind of up to you. And I said, yeah. So that happened. And then that was on a Thursday. The next day was Friday. And Jenna says that she saw him at the assembly, and she was like, said that he looked really happy. And he's like, hi.
Well, we have, at the assemblies, if it's advisory, then we always have it. He's always, like, he was somewhere around me, and so I knew him, and I was like...
Advisory was with Pierre.
I know, but I was just like, oh,
you were near him. You were near him.
He was below me.
Yeah.
That sounds really...
And you
this
said
is
like
where
he
I
looks
was,
like...
and, like, this was here. And I'm like, and he looked happy, so I told her.
Yeah,
So she told him they, like, all this, like, a lot of, like, they're kind of dating or not really, or, like, liked. And so I was just like...
Here's where this all goes downhill.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is where I start
There's
coming in.
the weekend.
Yes.
And I usually listen to, like, when I have a crush, it puts me in a depressed mood because I'm like, they don't like me, and I listen to depressing music. But I didn't know what to do. I hadn't had a boyfriend before. This was my first boyfriend, guys.
Oh, you finally decided.
Well, no, I thought this was my first boyfriend. I wouldn't necessarily count it, but I thought that this was my first boyfriend.
When it's only like 2 days, it does not count.
So I didn't know what to listen to.
You're like, do I listen to depressed music? Do I listen to happy music?
So
do I listen to love
I was
songs?
really obsessed with Taylor Swift, so I just turned on our song.
Oh. Okay.
That's not how that goes.
I know, I was doing another song.
So, the weekend goes by, I tell my friends what happened. They were happy for me. I'm happy. Everything's sunshine and rainbows.
We were all waiting till Monday.
Monday, I go back to school, and this is where everything derails.
No, he wasn't there on Monday.
No, he wasn't there on Tuesday. He was there Monday.
Oh, he was? Okay.
I go to school, and the friend who, he said that he doesn't know, she said, Katie, you need to dump Alex. He is a jerk. And I said, wait, what? Why? What's going on? And she said, I heard him talking to his friends, and he said that he, instead of breaking up with you, is just going to act like a jerk until you break up with him. I was so happy. I was so happy that this relationship had started. I refused to believe it. I didn't think she was lying to me. I refused to believe it. And then, our friend, we're going to call him Garbanzo. I don't know why. That's the first thing that came to my head. We're going to call him Garbanzo.
We're never going to remember that, but hi, Garbanzo.
Wait. But
Can
the
I
other...
call him Garbage?
No, that's mean. He said, so me and this other friend, this person hasn't come into the story yet, but he said me and this other girl, we were talking, and we think he's planning, we think that this is like a plan or something to hurt you. And I said, my paranoid self goes mentally or physically. I don't know, it's middle
What do you think it's going to do? Go, what? You're not in...
So he and then, oh my God, this scared the living crap out of me. I didn't believe it, but it just scared me. He looked at me dead in the eye with the most serious look, and he goes, both.
What? That's not a gay Alex thing.
That's really... Hurting someone physically is not an
Alex thing.
Unless someone really pissed him off and he got into a fight with them.
If someone pisses him off,
he would get into a fight with them. Maybe he would get into a fight with them.
No, but I see the way he reacts to his girlfriend now, and I see and his friends talk all the time about it, and literally he isn't that type of boyfriend.
Yeah. So I was so shocked. I didn't believe it. Lunch rolls around. I say to the girl who told him, I say, go get him right now. I was fed up. I didn't know who I was mad at, the people who were telling me this or him. I say, just go get him right now.
Right now.
Oh my God. He comes. This actually made me laugh. He comes and there's this little pole. There's this little post.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
And I was kind of standing behind it. I wasn't planning. I was standing behind it. And she walks past me and she was because she wanted to give us some space, so she walked outside. He follows her because he didn't see me.
Oh.
And I was like, Alex. And he goes, oh. That made me laugh. But then I was like, wait, nope, I'm mad.
No.
So I was like, okay, I told him what was going on. I told him what the girl said. I told him what the guy said. And he was like, the F? And he seemed genuinely confused. He was like, I was like, is something going on? Because I've had crushes before that have tricked me, that have deceived, not deceived, that have, things like this have happened to me before. She's someone that
people sometimes want to do that to, so
he knew, by the way, how vulnerable this made me. How vulnerable I was. And he looks me in the eye and he goes, I was like, is something going on? I was kind of ranting, I was trying to catch my breath, I was panicking, he was like, I was kind of having a panic attack, and he goes, Kate, and he didn't put his hands on my shoulders, but he kind of
it was that getting attention.
It was that look, he was like, Katie, nothing is going on. And I said,
okay, I know that.
I literally said, promise, and he was like, I promise. He talked with the most caring, serious voice, I've ever heard. Well, not I've ever heard, but like so caring and so serious. And I said, okay. And he walked.
That's something you want to hear.
And
like,
he said, I need to go back to my friends, you know. I was like, okay. So he walked away. Next day, he wasn't at school.
oh, I don't remember, and that's when a lot of rumors started going around
A
that
lot
he was
of
going to break up.
rumors. Actually, after that day after 5th period, this guy who was in my drama class comes up to me and he was like, did Alex tell you? And I was like,
Yeah.
what? And he was like, that he's going to break up with you. I was like,
Yeah, all these rumors.
the
And then-
hell?
I remember on Tuesday, it was me, you, and the other girl. We were hanging out because we were,
So this video is running kind of long, so we're going to speed it up.
yeah, and we were all hanging out. So we were like, oh, and we were just trying to figure out, is he gonna break up with her? Is he not? Should like, well, we're like, he's not even here. So like, what are we gonna do?
The next day, he is at school. People keep telling me, don't go talk to him. Just take this as a he's breaking up with you because trust me, Katie, if you talk to him, it's not going to make a difference. I refused to believe it. I was so, like, in denial about it.
I was kind of in denial
and
with her
I was
a little
so
bit.
mad. I go up, I was like, I said, you need to tell me the truth. I said, Alex, and I talked to him with the most dead serious voice I've ever talked in my life. I was like, you need to tell me the truth. People are saying, and I told my friends before, because he was, like, distant, you know? He wasn't really talking to me.
Which really isn't like a thing boyfriend would do.
Yeah, so I was like, I was talking to my friends, I was like, if he wants to break up with me, he needs to man up and tell me, but if he wants to be my boyfriend, he needs to start acting like it. So I said, people are saying you're going to break up with me. And I had planned this out. If he had said no, I would say, then start acting like you don't want to. And I said, is that true? He does this weird thing where he like goes like that. He doesn't have a beard. Actually,
That's
one
an
time-
Alex thing.
Actually, one time he was like,
No,
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 we're not gonna get
no.
that. But it was so, and he's like, yeah, and I go, why? And he said, I didn't, and I could tell he was kind of like trying to make up an excuse, and he's like, I didn't want to hurt your feelings, so I said I'd go out with you. I said, so you didn't want to hurt my feelings, so instead you lied to me and you let me find out from other people when you knew how traumatic this would be, how vulnerable I am right now. And he said, yeah, pretty much.
Fast forward a year later.
So
So
I said,
a year later. Okay.
no, this is an important part.
Oh.
So I was so mad. I go, cool. And I walked away. I stormed away.
Mm-hmm.
My tears were filling up in my eyes. He could tell I was so angry and so sad. He could tell. I walk away. I will never forget this sound. Behind me, I hear his friends, and him the loudest, cracking the hell up.
Sorry, that makes me crack up.
It kind of does. So, fast forward a year later.
This is like a year and a few months later.
I have suffered from... No, it's actually a year later. It was a year to the day later.
Oh, really? That's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. I didn't plan that. But anyway, I had suffered from depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety. I was in therapy. And I realized the reason I wasn't getting over it as fast as other people was because of this. I didn't still have feelings for him. I was with Paul, but I wasn't over what he did.
Yeah.
So I talked to a school counselor, and we both agreed that what might help me is if I talk to him.
And I
So
I
said,
and
can
I
I
said I could
have
be there.
Jenna there because it would help. She has a good perspective on it, and I just need her there for
Yes.
support. And she said, yes, but I am going to need to talk to Alex and make sure he's okay with it.
Because she's not someone that just wants to pull him.
She's not someone to ambush someone. She
No.
wouldn't ambush someone
She would,
like that.
if,
She would make
okay,
sure
if
they're
she was
okay
going to
with it.
ambush, it'd be like, hey, I want to talk to you at the end of the day, and she talked to you at, like,
Yeah.
lunch at the latest.
So she called us out. Okay, guys, so my phone decided to bully me at this part because I had like 23 out of 31 gigabytes of storage. Like I had one, like 21 used, and I don't know. My phone decided to bully me and say that I don't have any more storage, blah, 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 blah. So this video is ended here, but Jenna is about to post her
I'll post it after I finish editing it.
She's gonna finish editing and post because we filmed this on her phone.
Probably the next day.
Probably the next day after this is up, or maybe just it's probably gonna be up today. Anyway, yeah. Bye bye.